Your guru is live and he is going to talk about, will pets hurt the value of my home?
Okay, here we go. It's a Monday morning, and I'll tell you, I'm on fire this week because I'm in DC at the legislative meeting for NAR. So excited about it. But this morning we're talking about, will pets hurt the price of my home? We all love pets. I have several of them. I've got a little farm out in Corbin, Oregon. We have our farm animals. We have our in-the-house pets. But when you have pets, there is things you have to consider. There are things you have to consider about, will it hurt the price of your home? There's a bunch of things to consider here and things that we can do something about as a professional, and we're taking it apart right after this.
So, Rod, how can a cup of coffee improve my career in real estate?
Well, one cup of coffee is how we start our mornings, and it's not a stranger in real estate. We have coffee with our clients all the time. Even bigger than that, we can sit down with one cup of coffee, talk about your goals, make your business bigger, and push you to heights that you can't even believe.
That's right. And I'll tell you, working for Rod and I, you can be pushed because he's a workhorse.
I love real estate, and I want to share my passion with building your career in real estate as soon as we can pour the next cup of coffee.
So how about a cup of coffee with us?
I look forward to having a cup of coffee with you and having a discussion of a career change as soon as possible.
Thank you. The guru is back with us to talk about preconceived notions.
Okay, we're talking about pets in the house, and we have preconceived notions from people that think things about the pets that are in the home. What is it they think about? Because these preconceived notions, they can be real, they can be fake, they can be kind of all over the place, but what really are they? They can affect the price of your home. There's no question about it, but preconceived notions, there might be something we can do something about the preconceived notions. So, what can we do about preconceived notions? Well, there's a bunch of things that we have to start calculating as we go along. Let's talk about things about these cuddly but dirty little animals that do damage to us. They're wonderful little animals, and the notion is that they're dirty, that they are doing horrible things to the house, but they're so cuddly. They're so wonderful. You see, there's two different kinds of people out there. There's the people who love to cuddle with the animals, and there's the people who say, oh, all animals are dirty. I say two people. There's really all kinds of things as we move along on this. But you have to consider what's really happening in the minds of the people wanting to buy the home. You're representing the seller, and you have a home that has pets in it. What is happening out there?
The guru is going to talk about preconceived damages.
Okay, so we've been talking about pets, and now we have preconceived damages. Because remember the cuddly animals that we all love to hold, and they're so wonderful for us? And then there are people who think about these wonderful cuddly animals as being dirty. There's also the thoughts out there that there is preconceived damages, and the damage to the home can be significant in the mind of the people, whether it's reality or not. The damage can actually be in the mind, but is real enough that they don't want to pay the price for the home, or they want things repaired. It can actually cause a repair. Here we have these wonderful little animals. We have dogs, we have cats, we have all kinds of four-legged animals that might be in your home. Okay, first of all, let's take it apart with actual damages. Actual damages are those things that animals, they scratch on the wall, they scratch on the door, They might even pee in the house. And let's just be real about it. It does happen. You might need to clean a carpet. You might need to rip the carpet out and have it replaced. If it's actual damage, this is something you really have to think about. You have to think about repairing it, and you need to have that conversation with the homeowner. Remember, you have a relationship going on. You're trying to sell the home, and if you're on the buyer side, you have a relationship with the buyer, and you're trying to hold the deal together. Both conversations are critically important. They are critically important because here you have cuddly animals, but also perceived as dirty animals. Because there are some people, and I've got relatives like this. If there's an animal in the house at all, that means your house is dirty. Your house has a stain on it automatically. And your house might be cleaner than theirs, but there's an animal in the house. So the perception is that, oh my goodness sakes, there's an animal in the house. How could your house possibly be clean? Well, we have to overcome that perception. And next, we're going to be talking about overcoming perceptions about pets.
The guru is going to talk about how many pets and the quality of care.
Okay, so we're talking about how many pets can be in a home. And the assumptions that are out there, because people automatically make an assumption if you have one pet, you probably have 50 pets. It's a ton of pets because pet people have a bunch of pets and there's like no end to it. Well, when people see a pet, there are two big things that go through their head. Number one is that there's a bunch of them out there. There's a whole bunch of pets out there. And they probably have multiple dogs and multiple cats. And there's rodents of all kinds and four-legged other creatures and creepy crawlies all around. Well, then there's the second one. And that is there's a perceived care issue. Now, this one can bite you hard. You have to be cautious with the perceived care issue that's out there. So the perceived care issue is even people who don't want a pet in their house, they want pets cared for. They want them cared for really well. So there is a perception when they look around, if the house appears dirty or if the water bowl is dirty. And my wife likes to tell the story about being at a fair and the duck water being dirty, because I'll tell you, the duck water gets dirty the second the duck jumps in the water because their feet are dirty. That doesn't mean the duck water is dirty. It just means that they jumped in one time with dirty feet, and people instantly want the water to be cleaned because, oh my goodness sakes, the duck water is dirty. So same thing in your house. There's a perception going on. They see food dishes that haven't been cleaned recently. They see water dishes that may have something floating in the water, from the dog's whiskers or something like this going on. I'm not talking about, ants and things that are getting into the food and the water. There is a perception issue going on, and it will not bide you well. It will not do you well if you're not cleaning this up in advance.
The guru is back, and he is going to talk about biases towards various types of pets.
Okay, so let me get a sip of coffee here because we're going to talk about a tough topic with pets. All right. Sipping my Black Rifle coffee this morning. I hope you've got your cup of coffee and you're having a great morning as we build your business larger than ever imagined. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you make a comment. What kind of pets have you seen? Have you seen exotic pets that you had to just stop and take a look at and I wonder what that thing is? Maybe it's in a cage and you just kind of wonder, what kind of pet is that? And how do you care for something? I'd love to hear from you in the comment on it as to what's going on. Hit the follow us on social media and in the YouTube. Hit the subscribe button to follow us and be part of the Guru members only events moving forward so we can help you build your business. All right, there are biases. There are a bunch of biases towards other pets out there. Some people are dog people. Some people are cat people. Some people prefer dogs. Some people prefer cats. Some people prefer rabbits. Whatever it is, there are absolute biases. And you've got to understand the biases that you're dealing with when talking to the buyers and sellers. Because let me guarantee something to you. This is the hard part. They love their animal. They absolutely love it. They love it just like I love my animals. I don't want people speaking against my animals, whether it's my guide dog for the blind, or whether it's my pet dogs, or my donkey, or the sheep, or the goats, or the chickens. I don't want people speaking poorly about my animals. I care for them extraordinarily well. These are some of the highest end cared for animals ever. But people have perceptions. And the perceptions can be in care. How well are they being cared for? As well as that these animals are dirty. Now, I will tell you real quick, when we got our donkey lots of years ago, now this is not true for us. When we got our donkey many years ago, the donkey was up in the Kelso, Washington area and living inside a home with the old grandma. The donkey lived in the home and had its own blanket. So unfortunately she passed away, and the family was looking for someone to take the donkey over. And they said, "What will you let the donkey live with you?" And I said, "The donkey can live with us in the barn, not in my home. It'll have a wonderful life in the barn. It'll have lots of friends. But I'm sorry, I draw the line. The donkey cannot be in my home." I have my bias, and there's my bias. The donkey can't be in the home. People have their own biases, and you have to be aware of biases.
So the guru is back to talk about things that can't be changed and moving on from that.
Okay, some things simply can't be changed. When it comes to animals, some things can't be changed. You have to have water for the animals. People aren't going to get rid of their animal just because you want to sell their home or you want to show their home. They may take it out of the home for a showing for you so you can show your client, but they're not going to permanently get rid of their animals. People have a relationship with their animal, and they shouldn't have to get rid of their animals. By no means. I would never be promoting something like that. But there are things that can't be changed. Number one, dogs and cats and all animals in general are going to have some smell. They simply will have some smell. You can't get away from it. They will have some smell, whatever that smell is. And you can have a hypoallergenic dog. I mean, we have a Bichon / half Maltese, and it's hyperallergenic. But all animals, they are living beings. They will have some kind of smell. We also have a Cairn Terrier, and the Terrier has a different kind of smell. And then we have a Lab, which is my guide dog, and he has a different smell altogether. And then you go out to the barn, and the barn has its own smells, as well as food, and you have to have food somewhere for all of these animals. There are conditions that can't be changed. And you need to make your client aware that those conditions don't have to be their conditions. They simply happen to be the current conditions of the residents of the home.
So the guru is back to talk about pet dishes on counters and other things that can be addressed by the homeowner.
Okay. You're representing the homeowner, and now you have a situation where they feed their cat or they feed their little dog up on the table or up on the counter. Maybe they have a dog and they don't want the dog eating the cat's food. So they feed the cat up on the counter. This happens a lot. And people will leave the dishes up on the kitchen counter or the dining room table. When someone comes in to look at the home, guess what the perception is? You already are guessing it. I know, but I'm going to say it anyway. The perception is, oh my goodness sakes, you're letting your animals eat right off your counter. And to some degree, for those people, it's true. They're eating off of the counter. It becomes that crazy, and not so crazy for others that feel like this. People will wash their dishes more than they wash people's dishes at times. And yet it's an animal. And let's remember the perception issues with animals. If for some people, all animals are dirty, therefore you're letting an animal on your kitchen counter, you're letting them on your table, you're letting them on even on your furniture. You're dealing with a perception issue. And sometimes that perception is reality. And sometimes the perception is imaginary. Both types of perceptions are a problem, but you can do something about the one perception. If you are the listing agent, you can advise your client before you exit the home, please clean off the dishes off the counters. This will not help you sell your home. It simply looks bad. It's bad form. Because not everybody has the same understanding that your client will have about their dearly loved cat or dog or whatever the animal is, that they absolutely are in love with. And the sun rises and sets on their pet. And they love it. But people don't have that same feeling. They don't have that same feeling. They don't have the same emotional connection. They may not have any emotional connection that's positive towards animals. Some people simply don't. They come from a different culture of it. And, well, you have to respect that. You're just there to sell the house, and you don't want to leave a single dollar on the table ever. Well, how do you not leave $1 on the table? You have the conversation with your seller, with your homeowner, that you need to have things looking in a certain way so that these perceptions, because you may have it in the notes in the home that animals living in there, because sometimes there is a reason to put those kind of notes in. You need to put them in. But that doesn't mean when they walk, because they're already having the perception, oh, there's animals living in the house. That doesn't mean, though, you want to one-up that perception with leaving dishes on the countertop. You can remove them, remove the pet dishes, remove them for showings, clean it out. Don't even have the pet dishes showing if at all possible.
The guru is back to talk about other things that can be done prior to showing, such as removing the pet and picking up their toys.
Okay, we're going to talk about picking up toys here in a second. Let me get another sip of coffee. Got to keep my coffee going this morning. Love my morning coffee. Okay, you can remove a lot of things. We were talking about removing dishes and things off countertops and keeping things cleaned out, but also removing the other clutter in the home. And I'm talking about the clutter of the animals. If you have a pet that loves to play, like we have a Karen Terrier, and she loves to play with a squeaky ball or a squeaky toy, she'll run around the house squeaking in her mouth and run and throw it around and throw it up and chase it herself. Well, our Bashan, he just kind of looks back like, what's going on? I don't want anything to do with that. So that they play in different kinds of ways. But depending on how the play works in your house, the toys can become quite scattered. They can also look bad. This isn't like, a human child's toy that can be so cute for people. Well, a lot of people will view all these toys cute. that doesn't mean that the clients coming in will view the animal toys as cute. I personally think the animal toys are wonderful and cute. But remember, we're talking perception here. And the perception is that it's been in their mouth, and it's horrible and it's dirty. And this can hurt the perception that we're trying to create in the people. That is, we need to clear the pet's bed area. We need to clear the pet's areas out. We need to clear the pet's play areas out. If you have a deck, look around. Take the 5 minutes. This will be money in your pocket, and this will be less repair addendums in the future, because people, once they start getting this impression, they start feeling that things need to be repaired. Simple as that. Let's clean it up.
The guru is back, and he will be talking about other things that can be done around the house to remove pet signs, such as washing windows.
Okay, let's talk about other signs of pets. If you have a dog that loves a sliding glass door, and what dog doesn't like the sliding glass door? They go up, they put their paws on it, and they put their nose on it. They might even lick it. Well, these are absolute signs that the house has pets in it. Now, people might know anyway that there's going to be pets in the home. They may know it anyway, but you don't have to be in their face with it, with a dirty sliding glass door or dirty other things that the pets put their paws up on, because let's face it, pets, they beg for things. They love you. You love the pets, and it's not bothering you, but you need to take a critical look. And you, as the agent, need to go around taking a critical look at the repairs needed for the home. Maybe it's a repair of a screen door. Maybe it's repairs of doors or door jambs. It's the things that pets get up on. It's the things that the pets are attached to when they're trying to go outside, so they're banging on the door for you. These are the things you have to make your person, your seller, aware of. You have to make your homeowner aware of it so that they can repair this in advance. This can absolutely be done, and be done very, very well. Now, you're not going to ever remove the entire presence of a pet. That's probably not going to happen. But if you can eliminate the actual damage, and you can eliminate some of the perceived damage, this will put money back in your person's pocket and make it where you're not leaving dollars on the table. I would love it if you liked the show. I would love it if you give me a comment about pets and what kind of rare pets you've seen in homes. And this is Real Estate Daily. I'm your real estate guru, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.